There's so much going on that things are forgotten so quickly. Case in point being the Mumbai Indians. They've won the trophy 5 times. They have 1 or 2 iffy seasons and suddenly everybody's just kind of, piling onto them.
Part of the reason also is that you still have an auction every 3 years. If you were told that you have an auction every 6 years, then you would pick a young kid and you would develop the kid for 2 years and use the kid for 3 years. Now you're saying, look, auction every 3 years. By the time a team comes together 1 year, you're using them for 2 years. You might as well pick tried and tested, experienced players in the auction. So that explains the whole thing. My other reaction when I saw that, and I can see we're getting DK ready. My other reaction when I saw the list of highest earners was, this is an Indian Premier League. If you look at the number of overseas players who've got big contracts, there's Trent Boult, there's Joss Butler, there's a couple of others, but otherwise all the big contracts have gone to Indian players. Then the purse is almost over and hardly any international players have been picked. So this looks very much like an Indian Premier League at the moment.
Mumbai's not done too much shopping today. They've got some value buys. They've not spent too much money today, actually. They started also with not that much money, but they've got 26 crores. So they are also kind of waiting in the weeds, right, to attack tomorrow, Joy.
Yeah, but they've also got a fair amount of their core together.
Yep.
And they've got the one thing that they love having, which is a fast bowler up front who's an attacking fast bowler.
Left arm, that
too. So if Boult gives them the kind of value that he's given them over time, definitely. The other pick out there, Naman Dheer, I think they use the right to match to keep him. And that shows that they have a huge amount of confidence in him. The other two, I don't see as first 11 players, but given the fact that you have so many good Indians, having 7 good Indians is not a problem.
But right now, Mins is their only wicket keeper, Harsha. That they've, that's the only one they have. So he's a starter for them at the moment.
So the one thing that they've missed today, is picking a keeper. And I think they wanted to save money for some specific players. They went high on Archer. They didn't get him. They've only got 1 overseas player in their squad. So they've got a lot of overseas player shopping to do, which I think will largely center around a lower order hitter, the Tim David, Kieron Pollard kind of lower order hitter. They'll still look for an overseas keeper. And I think there's 2 or 3 coming. The first name that comes to mind is Josh Inglis of Australia. Maybe they'll look at Alex Carey, Josh Inglis, that kind of player. I think they use a player called Ryan Rickleton from South Africa in their domestic league, in their South African team. So they've got that option, but they're definitely looking for an opening batter, wicket keeper still. But they've got 5, 6, 7 overseas players to pick in that much money. And because of the hard, solid Indian core that they had, they don't need to go shopping that much for Indian players. They've already got, 6 Indian players: Rohit, Surya, Tilak, Bumrah, Naman Dheer. Karan Sharma, I think, was a slight desperate buy towards the end, because remember we said really at that level, there's only Chahal as a pedigreed wrist spinner. So everyone's going searching. Surya Sharma has been picked. Karan Sharma has been picked. They might look for 1 or 2 spinners there, but largely this is now about bolstering the team with overseas players.
They could also go for Glenn Phillips, who can do everything.
Exactly. Glenn Phillips can do everything for them.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. There's some very quality players who would be cursing themselves because they're on day 2. People like Marco Jansen, Glenn Phillips, all of these, Josh Inglis, all of these are top quality players. But just, it's like saying that there was in Select City Mall at one time where all the shopping was happening with all this, and suddenly they're saying, no, we're going to go shopping also, but this is in Sarojini Nagar. So suddenly, the quality of the good may be the same, but the money that people have, the ambience that people have, the kind of wallets that they have, I think completely changes. And I think that is one thing. Tomorrow you will see bullies. I see Bengaluru being a bit of a bully. Yeah. Because with that 30 crores, they can say, okay, I'm going to pick who I want. Try and stop me. And some of the teams will not be able to.